This is a vintage 1970s mint in the box Chadwick aluminum frozen food cooker. It says perfect for cooking one standard size frozen food package. It says frozen bean, retains natural flavor and vitamins, permits steaming instead of wasteful boiling. Side of the box says exactly the same. The small print on it over here reads number 93760 Chadwick-Miller Incorporated, Canton, Mass. 02021, made in Taiwan. Same on that side. Same on that side. Same on that side. Same on the back or the front or whatever you want to call it. That's it. That's all you get. This was my grandmother's. Where she got this, when she got this, I don't know. There is no further information. There are no instructions. Nothing at all whatsoever. Let's go ahead and take this out of the box. The box was always kind of, and it's a flimsy box, and there was always the sound of rattly stuff in it. Opening the box, there were no instructions, nothing at all. Comes in a plastic bag. It's more like a piece of tin foil, very, very thin stuff. Just to give you the idea. There's a handle with a screw that you need to take out and put through there. I've known housewives that cannot do that. Yep. They just can't. They don't know how to work a screwdriver. I've seen it. I've definitely seen it. In the cooker itself, which has, we'll get back to in a second, has a made in Taiwan sticker, and it is kind of denty. There's a dent there, dent there, dent there. Like I said, very thin. Stamped piece of aluminum. Sharp. I mean, not to cut you, but so that's your steaming thing. The cover has a handle, but it's put on wrong. It might unscrew. Oh, it does. Why they would do that, I don't know. So this is going to come out. Go through here. Could have been an error in assembly. That's a possibility. And we'll screw the handle back on. Just screws on for all you housewives out there who can't operate a screwdriver. No tools involved. Okay, that's on nice and tight. And now it'll form a lid so it sits like an actual pot. When I get a screwdriver, we'll put the handle on. I don't want to take this stuff out. It's so cheap, it's ridiculous. It really, really is. Does not feel like plastics of today. Could be Bakelite. Sort of seems like that. It is a Phillips screw. So that's interesting because I would more expect a flat. Oh, with a threaded metal insert. So that goes into place. You know, I gotta say, that's actually a decent fit. I know it's loose, it's not tightened down yet, but it's a snug fit, even as it is. We'll go ahead and put the screw back in. Right there's good. Don't want to go too crazy because it's just riveted together. I mean, it's really not, it's not quality at all. It's abysmal is what it is. And it says it fits one standard frozen food package. Now, I'm sure it will because they've only made packages smaller. Yep, that's going to work. So we're going to make some broccoli spears. But I'm going to wash 50 years of old off of it before I go and actually use it. So let me, I'll come back. For a heat source, we're going completely old school. Not that old school, but certainly within the realm of perfect size burner to perfect size pan. This is a Century 120 volt plug-in burner, 1000 watts, 1100 watts, I don't remember, 1100 watts, Century Appliance CB-17. Plastic, so it'll catch fire. Has a neon pilot light. And we'll go ahead and plug that in. Turn that on, make sure our burner works. It does. So now, I'll put that on. I put the requisite amount of water just up to the steamer plate, I guess you want to call it. And we're going to take the broccoli and go ahead and put that on in. How long it's going to take to cook? Until it's done. I don't know. I mean, that's really a lot of the function of that is going to be based on the burner, which is not incredibly powerful. Let's see if I can make this come out all in one piece. Yes, I can. Look how it's smallenized. We'll put it in like that. Yep, it does just fit it. I will put on the lid. And that's it. I'm going to leave this cook and we'll see how it does. First time in 40, 50 years. Don't hear anything yet. But I'm pretty sure soon we will. I'll come back as things happen. It's some minutes later now. Burner is glowing red. I believe that light lights when the burner is on and not when it's off. Not much is happening inside, but that water is boiling. Top is getting hot, but the broccoli is still frozen, so we're gonna just wait till it cooks. The broccoli has defrosted some, and the water in it has increased the amount of water in the pot. Hopefully you can see that. In fact, I'll take you in for a closer shot. It does what it says it's supposed to do, I guess. We'll just leave that, let it cook for a bit. We're certainly getting close, but it's sort of stuck together at that end. I think it's still frozen in the middle, so I'm just going to kind of break it up with a fork. Yeah, it's coming apart now. It's pretty close to done, but needs a bit. The stalks on this are incredibly... Yeah, it's still frozen there. The stalks on that are incredibly long. When I make fresh broccoli, I don't leave them that long. So that's just going to have to cook for some time longer. That's really all there is to it. The package said broccoli spears, so I guess so. So I guess they're using that spear thing as far as they can get it. This burner is off now. It's still on, but it's off. The thermostat in it, even at the highest setting, it gets to a certain point and it says, I can't take it anymore. And it shuts off, and then it'll turn back on, and it'll shut off, but it only gets to a temperature. I don't know what that is. It's certainly over 200 degrees, because the water is boiling. But if you put a big pot of water on here, it'll turn on. It'll cook and cook and cook, and then finally say, okay, I had it. I can't do it anymore. And it'll turn on, and you know, it really is only suited for little stuff, despite it being 1100 watts, because the thermostat in it is wonky as such. But it will eventually turn back on. The heat in the electric coil is still providing enough to boil the little water that's in there. It has turned back on. Okay, we're looking pretty good here. Let's see how we're doing. Still a little frozen-y spot. Just kind of needs to be flipped, almost. Yeah, they kind of made that piece like way too big. So I'll leave it for... Now it's too big. I'll leave it for another minute or two. I'm going to cut it right there. That looks fine. It does not look as appetizing as the broccoli that I make. This is frozen stuff. I make fresh when I do it. And the stalks don't look exactly green. Important thing with broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts, don't overcook them. Because when you do, they smell like farts. And when they smell like farts, you already ruined it, because it turned to shit. Don't overcook your broccoli and cauliflower and stuff like that. I'm going to take that off. This is a cutting board, which is heat safe, so we'll take that off and I'll put it in a bowl. And there it is. Not the most appetizing stuff I've ever seen. But I don't think that has anything to do with the Chadwick aluminum frozen food cooker. It was more a function of this crappy burner and it being frozen stuff without the highest quality. You can definitely see the broccoli water looking stuff. My grandmother, the same person who would buy this, refused to throw anything out because she grew up in the Great Depression. And growing up in the Great Depression, you wasted nothing. She would put that water in a bowl and drink it with kind of like with a spoon, sort of. As disgusting as that may sound, it was actually a pretty smart move, because a lot of the nutrients and whatnot end up in that water. Now, I don't find it very palatable, and I'm sure many of you wouldn't either. But in the effort of not wasting anything at all, it was consumed. She also would sometimes put popcorn in with the water. That one really put me over the edge. Yep, it worked. Now I got this broccoli I'm going to eat because I got grandma's genes, you know, I don't want it to go to waste. The Chadwick frozen food cooker is an absolutely useless device made like total crap with this aluminum, you know, and the joke of a lid, you know. Camping or a motorhome, something would be great for that, maybe. But other than that, I'm gonna wash it and put it back in the box, and it'll just be there as one of those items that maybe you pull out every couple of years and that. But I do love the vintage graphic box. Just, I mean, it even shows you what it can do. That's something that you don't get with products these days. It's just a box. Like, in fact, I have one right over here. This one tells you what it is. Air quality detector. It doesn't show you what it is. This says AOPICK is a good choice. And unless you know what that is, or look at the side, or maybe the back, you wouldn't know what that is. That was an air quality monitor, and the AOPICK is a thermal label printer. There's going to be links in the prescription in case you wanted to check the reviews of those two products out. But that's going to wrap up this, not a review, on the vintage 1970s Chadwick aluminum frozen food cooker. Take a look at that logo or insignia. Pretty impressive. I could see this showing up as one of the products to bid on The Price is Right back in the 1970s. I don't know, I just see it. Frozen food cooker from Chadwick. This aluminum frozen food cooker fits one standard frozen food package. Cooks in minutes, delicious steamed vegetables in no time by Chadwick. That's it. I don't know. It's just an odd item. I'd love to know if anybody else has one of these, but anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. Eat your broccoli. Eat your cauliflower. Eat your Brussels sprouts. And if you don't like them, it's probably because you were cooking them too long. So cook them a lot less and start liking them, because they're really good and they're really good for you. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. It's actually pretty good. I was going to get a plate and cut it up nice, and then I have a fork, but the whole thing is so big, so not going to be using a knife in the bowl. It worked well for what it is.